Our health system is very, very sick. It's been sold to Big Pharma. And the tragedy is it does not even know that it's been sold. Big Pharma is nothing short of organised crime by any definition. It has assumed total control of our medical system, and its primary goal is to keep you sick. Why does it want you sick? Because you only make money out of sick people. There is no money to be made in healthy people. There is no money to be made in dead people. But when you're sick, they are making money, and that's what they are about. They make billions and billions of dollars every year out of sick people. This is video number 3 in a 3-part series looking at our health system and just how bad things really are. But in this video, I wanted to turn the tables a little bit and talk about why there is hope for our health system. As bad as it is, I am an optimist, and I believe there is real hope that we can see real change in our lifetime. The system is not going to fix itself. And I don't think government is going to fix it for us. They may do some good things every now and then, and when we hear slogans like "Make America Healthy Again," or here in Australia, "Make Australia Healthy Again," I am a little bit encouraged. But we're never going to do this from top down. This is always going to be a bottom-up, a grassroots movement of ordinary people like you and I. We are the ones that can make a big difference. Never underestimate the power that ordinary people have to make a huge difference in something as massive as our health system. In fact, I believe that change to our health system can only begin with ordinary people like us. So what can we do to bring about change in this badly broken and sold out system? I want to give you 6 things that I believe that you and I can do that will make a difference. The first thing we can do is that we can take responsibility for our own health. Many people are doing this today. More and more people are saying no to the standard packaged formula that their doctor gives them. And many people today are standing up and taking responsibility for their own health. Now, you might say that sounds dangerous, and I can understand how you would think that, but today we have an abundance of information available to us at the click of a mouse button that no previous generation had. We've got more information about the health and about disease and about the conditions that we face than ever before in our history. So we've got to take responsibility and accept that we are our own primary health care giver, not our doctor. Our doctor is a consultant. Our doctor is a support person, but the person who's going to take direct responsibility for our health is me. What does this mean? It means that you've got to study. It means that you've got to read. It means that you've got to watch videos. It means that you've got to get educated in health. I believe this is the most crucial and fundamental step. We have, as I said a moment ago, we have an abundance of information available to us. Did you know that every medical trial that's ever been conducted is available to you for you to read at the click of a mouse button? We have on YouTube today world-class medical researchers speaking and giving many times hour-long lectures on different subjects in language that common people can understand. There is information out there, and you've got to get information. So where should you start? Well, if your doctor has given your condition a name, for example, if your doctor said you've got diabetes, I would be reading up everything I could find on diabetes and listening to every YouTube video on the topic. You see, here's the key here. The more you know, the more confident you will become. The more you know, the more you'll know what questions to ask your doctor and what points to challenge your doctor on. You've got to arm yourself with knowledge. If you know nothing, you're going to be sold every line that any doctor tells you, and you'll finish up in a bad place. You know that already. So get educated. There's no shortcuts here. Start reading books. In the last 12 months, I've read over 40 books on the subject of health and diet and lifestyle and medicine and all of these related topics. I'm consuming them like never before because I want to learn more. We must learn more. We also need to take responsibility for our own medical tests. If you get a blood test done by your doctor, make sure you get a printout of that blood test. It is your test, it is your right to ask for a copy. So ask the doctor to print one out and you monitor your test. You monitor your own inflammation. You monitor your own electrolyte levels, your own cholesterol levels. You keep track of your own results. And if there is a result on there you're not happy with, find out what you can do through lifestyle, diet and exercise to change that marker. It is entirely possible. I have proved it, and so have many other people. Take responsibility for your own health. That is the biggest and the most important thing you can do. The second thing you can do is to not only educate yourself, but to educate others. Have a role in teaching others. This is why I started this YouTube channel in the first place, that I might have a way of sharing my own story and the differences that I had seen in my own life since I took responsibility for my health, started the carnivore diet, and started to change things in my blood work and in my health overall. And I have made huge changes. And so it now behoves me to help educate other people, to tell other people. So I am doing all I can through the YouTube, through Facebook, through having little groups of friends here for kind of like mini health retreats here on our farm. We're starting to do that. I'm wanting to teach other people. And as you learn more, begin to teach and instruct other people around you. Begin to answer their questions. Begin to understand what they're going through and be able to help them. You will be better placed to recommend books or to recommend YouTube doctors or to recommend reference material. You'll have a good working knowledge of what information is out there for people. So if you've got a friend who's diagnosed with something, you will be in a position to direct them to the resources that they need. The third thing we've got to do is we have to fully support and get right behind the doctors that are making real change. You see, a doctor that steps out of the system, that starts to talk about low carb, that starts to talk about carnivore, that starts to talk about lifestyle medicine. You need to understand that these doctors are taking enormous risk. They can be reported by a single patient and then have to face their medical board. It really does happen. And so they are up against the system that is very strong and very deeply entrenched. So when a doctor begins to step out, you need to support them. You need to go to them. You need to support them. You need to encourage your friends to go and see them. I have found a fantastic doctor here in Melbourne, Dr. Avi Charlton, you've heard me speak of before, who is now my doctor. She operates at 3 locations across Melbourne, and she is a lifestyle doctor. I take it as part of my mission to support Dr. Avi, to encourage her and to encourage people to support her. I want to actively support everything she does so that she survives and that we have more like her. This is so important. When you get a good doctor, promote them. Speak openly of them. Tell your friends about them so that more and more people might get to the right doctors. And if you're caught up with an old traditional doctor that's still singing from the Ansel Keys hymn book, the high carb, low fat, calories in, calories out gospel, then challenge them. Ask them about books and authors that you've read. Challenge them about medical studies that you've been reading on the internet. Challenge them. Ask them direct questions. Show that you're not blindly accepting everything they give you, but you're ready to make a difference to your own health and you want them to help you instead of hindering you. The fourth thing I think we can do is that we can engage and be part of community groups that are taking a stand on health, and they are springing up everywhere you look. Just where I live here in Melbourne, we have the Melbourne Low Carb Clinic. We have Low Carb Down Under. We have in my own hometown Low Carb Pakenham. We have Carnivore Melbourne groups. We have groups everywhere. And then there are the online communities, the Facebook communities. Get into these groups and support them and be part of them. The more we rally people in, and people will realise they're not fighting this alone, they're part of the fantastic carnivore low carb community, they will be stronger and better for it. We've got to be part of these groups. If there's no local group where you live, consider starting a low carb group. Just put some flyers out, just put some advertisements out. Call people, share a low carb or a carnivore meal together. Get a speaker in, get somebody to come and share their story, and you build these groups. We've got to have more and more of these small groups, like a spider web, all across our land, all across our nation, all across the world. We've got to have these groups. So actively form groups, be part of this community, be building groups, be part of the community, be a networking person for good and for change. The fifth thing we can do is to exercise our power as consumers and reject big food and big pharma. You see, they are totally dependent on you spending your money with them. And you have a very powerful vote, and it's shaped like the shape of your wallet. You decide what food you buy, you decide what drugs and medication you buy. You see, our supermarkets are not stupid. If people are not buying something anymore, they will stop selling it. If people start buying something, they will start selling it. So what we've got to do is stop buying the seed oils. Stop buying all the stuff that is in the internal aisles of the supermarket. This is going to empty out a huge part of the supermarket, but we're not going to buy the potato chips, we're not going to buy the packet stuff, we're not going to buy the cereals. You know those cereals, those breakfast cereals, they'll put a cartoon character on the front, they'll pack it full of sugar, they'll label it healthy, and they'll sell it to our children and market it to our children. We've got to be a voice that says no more. Our kids, our family is not going to eat that garbage any longer. We're going to buy healthy food. We're going to eat a high-fat, low-carb diet that is going to change our family's health. We're going to vote with our wallet. We're going to make a difference in what we buy. I have it as a goal in my life to never have to shop in a supermarket again. Find people who are doing the right thing. Find farmers who are selling from their farm gate. They're popping up everywhere. Find wholesale places, markets, farmers markets, any community cooperatives where they're getting food from farms direct to the people that are doing the right thing and not selling poison and garbage to our families and to our children. Support these people. If somebody's taking an initiative, you get down there and support them. You be their advocate. You tell all of your friends about it. You can make a real difference and things will begin to change. Here's the bottom line, and I want you to hear this. Big food and big pharma can only keep going as long as you and I give them our money. Did you get that? As soon as we stop giving them money, they will go out of business. One more thing we can do to bring about change as ordinary people, and that is to let our voice be heard. We've got to speak out in every forum we can. We've got to write to our government. We've got to write to the medical authorities in your own state. You've got to write to the licensing boards. You've got to be prepared to put in complaints against people and doctors who are practicing something that is just making you sick. They're being reported for prescribing lifestyle, so report them for prescribing poison. It's that serious. We the people have got to demand change. You know, bad things happen when good people choose to remain silent. So don't choose to remain silent. Use your voice. You might say, I don't have much of an audience, or I don't have much of a voice. Use the voice you've got. Use the audience you have to get this message out. We can make a difference. Make the authorities aware that you're not happy. They need to know that. And the more they know that, the more they're likely to bring about institutional change. And you know what, folks? I've got good news. It's already happening. There are good things happening everywhere you look. I see encouraging signs every day, and it fills me with hope and optimism that we can change this, that things are indeed changing. Of course, we've got a long way to go, but ordinary people like you and me are going to make a big difference if we get involved in this most important of missions. It's not going to only change our health, it's going to be the difference between death and life. Please join our Facebook community, the Carnival Pensioner. I will see you on the next video, and until then, keep telling this story with all you've got. God bless you.